Okay. All right. So speaking of all of this drama, Kim Zolciak's estranged husband, Croy, is reporting her for alleged kidnapping.
Boosh.
Okay, let me tell you what happened really quick. So Kim and Croy right now are still living under the same roof, and they are trying to navigate this divorce, which is getting messier and messier. Kim ends up taking her son, and one of the other moms at school, who the son is friends with her kid, this woman takes their son, doesn't bring the son right back to the house. So Croy ends up calling the police and saying that he feels like Kim concocted this whole plan to not have their kid come back to the house because she was trying to hide the kid or keep the kid away from Croy. And now Croy is accusing her of kidnapping her own son. And hold on, wait, it gets better. They actually, in one day, called the police over 5 times. And on the 5th call, I was telling Shaylee, imagine this. 5th call, which normally, I don't know how the hell it works in Atlanta. In Florida, if this shit happened, if the police get called one time in Florida, 9 times out of 10, somebody's going to jail. Like somebody has to go to jail.
Probably,
or they make you leave. You don't get 5 times in the same day where the police are not making you leave. And on the 5th call, they were like, hi, I actually needed to oh my God, actually, you know what? We have this one handled, but stay by the phone because we might be calling you later. On the 5th time, they told the police to be on standby, but this time they were able to resolve it. 5 times in one day, that's ridiculous. Like, now one of you guys should go to jail.
That's
for
crazy.
wasting resources.
It's such a waste of time. It's such a waste of time.
It's such a waste of time. And then you have people who are taking sides. I already told you about her daughter, Brielle, and talking about the stuff.
We talked about that on Friday.
Yeah, we talked about that on Friday. But then I saw where Croy did this video. He posted it on Instagram, and a lot of people are having sympathy for Croy. And a lot of people find him to be very level-headed and very just kind of with it. Whereas like Kim, I think people, like, she's an eccentric, over-the-top reality personality who apparently has allegedly a gambling addiction, and she runs around and goes to fancy places with a red Solo cup. People find her to be a little unhinged. So that's
100%. And, when everything broke, I maybe have had different thoughts about Croy, and now seeing kind of his level-headedness in all of this, it kind of makes me really think here. It makes me think that I really wish there were some cameras around Kim Zolciak right now filming for the Real Housewives of Atlanta and having some great OGs back on Atlanta, because Atlanta is probably the most boring franchise I am watching right now. And like I said Friday, or maybe last Monday, I hate saying this. This was my favorite franchise for years. This is how I started on Housewives. And now all of a sudden we are at, like, it's so boring.
Well, before we get into Atlanta, this was Croy's latest post. Tell me if you think this is someone who's level-headed or someone who is giving you red flags.
Oof. Okay.
Ready?
I came across a really cool part of the book that I was reading today, and it suggested that I praise myself according to several specific character traits. And they offered 6 questions to reflect upon, answer, and journal on to see where I am in my journey of self-improvement. And I wanted to share that with you guys today in hopes that it helps somebody in their journey and their self-reflection and improvement. Let me know what you guys think. They're going to be in the next 6 slides. And I wish you guys all the best in your own journey and in this thing we call life.
Namaste, bitch.
What the hell is happening in the Bierman Zolciak household over there?
It's just a lot of cray.
I wish you a lot of healing. This is Spidey. This is Spencer and Heidi with the crystals and shit.
100%. And it's just, it's kind of sad too, because you've watched Kim kind of like evolve on Atlanta and then have their show, their spinoff, which was one of the most successful spinoffs, I think, from any Housewives franchise, if I'm not mistaken, besides Bethany's. But it's sad. Like, you were a professional athlete, and you're on this like new journey of like, it's like, come on, you had the discipline and everything before. Come on, Kim, you had your shit together before. Like, what the hell happened? Is it just a lot of bad habits that just kind of kept going and
money ran out and shit? I think the money masked a lot of it. The money, the money made the crazy okay.
It always does.
But then I think once the money's gone, like the crazy's no longer, it's like you look at things a little bit different. But
Yeah,
speaking of
because you're not like, oh, you're acting crazy. Where's my money? I can go make myself happy. You know?
You're acting
It's
crazy.
like,
Let's go drop $100,000 on
right.
crystals. Oh my God, mom is so
Ooh,
crazy.
Tinsley,
She's had it
wait.
again.
Sorry. Tinsley Opinions, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. But so no one considers this video similar to Louis' video. Very reminiscent.
Oh.
So funny.
I mean, Louis was a little bit more cringe because Louis' video, it depends which one. The one with he has like a ponytail and he's in the car saying that he owns RHOA, or the one where he's with like a bunch of naked men and he's like, listen, this can be better.
Well, it's also better. Croy has kind of like a calmer demeanor in his face. So, you know, it's a little reminiscent, but at the same time, it's like different, you know?
Just a tad creepy.
Just a tad creepy.
All right. Speaking of things that you haven't been loving, everyone keeps asking if we're going to be covering this. And I feel like, listen, in last night's episode, I can give this to you in a nutshell. And this is why it's not making me love covering Atlanta right now. I'm waiting for the spice. But we have She by Sheree, who confronts Candy over the Sheree diss.
And I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry. This was my favorite scene from last night's episode. I did like this because they can go at each other and then within 10.5 seconds, make up or come to some kind of resolution. This is OG training right here, guys. Like, this is what we saw when you're watching Heather and Tamara talk with Gina, and Gina's sitting on the sidelines trying to figure out how to get into the conversation. They know what they're doing. They know how to handle these conversations, how to give you an up and down, and how to work the camera. That's exactly what we saw from Candy and Sheree last night. I was like, and then everything was settled. You know, it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah. No, I thought so too. And I agree with you on that point. But we also got like Drew reuniting with her sister and arguing with Alexa, play this for 10 seconds or for like 10 minutes. And then, you know, Ralph banned her sister from her home. And then Marlo's attacking Drew. And Marlo ends up going on a date with this nice guy who also went to jail. And I'm like watching the show and I'm like looking at it and I just can't help. Like, at this point, I want Kim Zolciak in there. I really miss Portia, and I just wish Nene was back on the show.
I know. It's never going to happen.
Sucks without Nene.
But at least like let's like rework a little bit. You know, you have other OGs making cameos. You know, you have like Cynthia and Kim and other stuff. But we need to like rework this cast because this cast cannot become it's going to happen to Atlanta. What happened to New York? You're going to get a brand new cast.
Yeah.
You know, fresh faces, new thing. None of these egos flying through the roof about contracts. It's just going to be a new thing. Candy has enough going on, you know. But I mean, I would love to see Portia come back. I just really don't know what to say about Atlanta. I don't know how to talk about it for more than what you've said about it already.
I know. All right, guys. Well, for hot, messy topics with that, I think we're just going to wrap that.
Okay.
I wanted to say really quick, though,